Hi guys, welcome to the channel. I wanted to share with you quickly today a trick that I kind of devised for myself when heating metal in my little garage here. One of the problems with heating metal is you need some surface to hold it on, and the problem is if you hold it in a metal vise, metal is a really great conductor of heat, so most of the heat from that you're trying to apply to your metal piece actually gets conducted to your metal vise, which is a huge hunk of metal. And I'll demonstrate to you in a bit on the metal vise, but I wanted to show you the solution that I came up with that hopefully can be useful for you. So I went to Home Depot and I picked up these two bricks that seem to have these holes in them. I'm not really sure what the application is for this brick. Maybe one of you guys can comment. And then I've also had these Rockler clamps for quite a long time. And I really like these clamps. And I also like that they have a very square edge. So I've set these up like that, like so. And then I'll take my metal and I'll wedge it in between. And I'll just clamp on it just gently enough to just hold it in place. I'm not trying to hammer it or anything like that. Now, if you want to hammer on it, you probably can, but the brick's going to break. So it's probably not for that application. I've been using this for a brazing application. So this isn't really for like metal work or anything like that. As you can tell with my Aneng temperature wand here, this is my Aneng multimeter, and it's got a temperature wand. It's measuring that it's 68 ambient right now, and what I'm planning to do is hit this piece of metal here with my torch from a distance of about 2 inches for about 15 seconds. So let's go ahead and do that, and then as soon as we're done, we'll measure with our Aneng temperature wand here to see what we've got. So that was 15 seconds. And I'm going to go ahead and apply this guy. Takes some time for it to kind of figure out like how to get up to the right temperature. And I'll read it off to you here. It says 348, 358, 370. And I'm pressing it kind of hard into the metal. 420, 425, 430. Of course, it's losing heat right now, so we may not get a whole lot higher than this. 444, 445. 448. How's that? 448. And then it started kind of feeling like it was going to drop. Yeah. So let's make sure that this goes back to room temperature as we switch over to the vise and show you what that's going to do. Now, I want to point something out. Even though I heated it for 15 seconds, I can put my hand on this brick surface, right? But I dare not touch that bolt. I can feel the heat from it from this far away. I know that's going to burn my skin if I touch it, but I can get super close, meaning that this is a very poor conductor of heat, and it's sitting on a wooden bench that it did not damage, obviously. So 400 and some odd degrees, that's no joke in 15 seconds. And we'll wait for the temperature sensor in this to go back to 70 or so degrees before we do our other solution there. Okay, we're back and we're on the other side of the bench, as you can see, and I've got a new bolt identical to the other one and mounted just as deep and with just as much pressure as I was applying over there. And as you can see, we're back at about 70 degrees. So I'm just going to go ahead and give this 15 seconds. Okay, that was 15 seconds. We got up to 448 the other way. Yeah, 441 this way. So not a huge difference, but there is a difference. And I can assure you that when you get to higher and higher temperatures, this metal is going to start getting hot. I can feel a little bit of warmth in it, but it is a big chunk of metal. And even though it didn't, it's not like burning my hand. I can definitely feel it more than the brick application now, and I can definitely feel heat coming from the bolt. Now, the point isn't so much, I guess, the the conduction of the heat, but the fact that if you have more surface area, like a larger piece of metal that was laying across your vise versus laying across this, you certainly would notice a difference in temperature loss. And that could be better demonstrated, I'm sure. But this is a really good solution for me because I can do larger pieces and I can get more and more bricks quite cheap. They're about $1.50 each, and these things are pretty cheap too. They're about 10 bucks, I think. So I can create a multiple vise situation here where I can have two pieces of metal next to each other, and the brick is actually quite heavy, so it'll hold them pretty nice and sturdy against each other. So this was a really good solution for my scenario. And even though we didn't demonstrate a hell of a lot more heat loss in the vise, I think just the fact that you're not going to damage any surface with the brick is a pretty good win.